Right, start of the day, leaving the yard.
The gate is open.
We have got today a steel lift taking place in Harpenden, team of 3. Got underfloor heat and rip out in Harpenden, team of 2. We've got block work going up in Bricket wood. We've got an extension dig out in Harpenden. We've got carpenters snagging an old extension, electricians snagging another old extension, decorators over in Codicott on a kitchen, renderers over in Potten End on a large kind of garden raised slab area, and there's probably some other stuff going on I can't even think at the minute, so we will head out to the first job. Right, so, morning. My name is Luke Maidment. I am the director of RPM Group. So we've got RPM Building Contractors, RPM Plumbing and Heating, and RPM Electrical. So we're mainly based Hartland and St Albans. And I'm just going to give you a little taster of a day in the life of a director. Now, yesterday is the reason that I got the idea for getting these glasses. Just to say I got Ray-Ban Metas, is because trying to do WhatsApp messages, text messages throughout the day, trying to keep in touch with everyone. It's fine on the Bluetooth on the car, but it just doesn't do enough for checking videos, seeing who's chasing you. Some of the requests that I get need to be answered at speed, otherwise people are just stood there waiting. So these glasses hopefully will work for me, where I can hear everything that's coming in and I can reply to it without using my hands for anything. And you'll see throughout the day there's a lot of times where I've got to take images, take videos and record things for building control purposes and just general records that we keep basically. So yeah, you'll see it was also yesterday absolute madness. I just couldn't keep up with it, and I thought, you know what, I don't think anyone will ever understand what a busy day is like. They wouldn't believe it. So I thought, let's see if we can capture it. So we're on the way now to the first job. So I was in the office for 5:45, done an hour of office work, and now we're off to the first site in Harpenden, which is basically a conversion of an existing triple garage into boot room and what should we call it? Boot room and like an annex effectively. And we're doing all the steel framing work for that now, so we'll go and have a look. So I'm just about to drive past a garden centre, which strangely, this is a bit more on our route now that we've moved offices. It's coming out cheaper than Building Merchants, so they are a standalone company, Hertfordshire Garden Centre. Look, they're coming out cheaper on aggregates and things, which is quite impressive. So shout out to Hertfordshire Garden Centre, doing a good job. Nice neat place, good aggregates. 7:12. First job then. Danny's here early. Big steel's been delivered. Here we go, steel structures going in. This steel on the floor. I made a boo-boo on when I drew out the images, and I depicted the distance from, there's a central beam going in here, distance from that one to that one. I got 100mm wrong, and I was hoping it was the supplier, but it was straight up me, so I had to just tell the customer I've made a mistake and have it remade. It is what it is. Definitely in our line of work there is no point trying to sugarcoat anything. You make a mistake, you say it, you sort it. So that's what we've done. So we've had a 2-day loss so far on this, where we've been elsewhere whilst that was being fabricated. Now that the supplier will not take back, because it's got holes in it. They won't take it if it's a straight beam, no holes, they'll take it back. So that is literally going to have to go up our yard. We'll have to get the crane lorry over here, get that moved out the front, get the new one in, get our crane down here and get that taken away. So we're going to get the rest of the structure in, hopefully. Beam down here, beam through the middle, beam that way, beam across here, beam over the doors, and then that will basically pick up the internal structure for everything to come up on the, it creates an internal cavity basically. And then we've got a new pitch roof going in, joist the floor out. This area will be like a boot room as you come in from the utility. So it's mainly going to be steels today, team of 3, and we'll start getting loaded out on bricks and blocks. That one's also dead. Now that one we'll use that again as like a channel, basically for running the genie lifts on, for when we come to lift up other steels. That will actually come in handy, so we haven't lost on that. But yeah, honest answer on that, probably a 500-600 quid loss, my mistake. These lintels take the soldier course over the door and window, over that steel beam over there. These are cavity lintels, and they're supposed to be L lintels. We need to see if that's my mistake or the supplier's mistake. Please add one 1200 L lintel and one 900 L lintel. So that is incorrect. So we'll get that changed over. What I'll do is I'll just send that to him now, get it done. I don't have a PA today. I'm not going to tell him to rush. I know they've made a mistake, but no point annoying people. We don't need them that quick. So it's Friday now. He's got a couple of days to sort it. I'm going to leave them to get started because they won't actually be able to make a lot of noise or be doing any drilling till kind of 8 o'clock as per law and agreement with customer on contract. I'll drop back into that one a little bit later on. Let's go and look at another one. Worst place to have a set of lights, right by a main roundabout. Harpenden and St Albans, just blocks everything every way. Stupid. Yeah, sorry, time 7:22. So they start at 7:30, the boys. Sometimes if I'm lucky I can get around 3 or 4 before they actually get going, and I'm just kind of making sure that stuff is there. It's not only about checking the site, I don't really, to be honest, have to check their work, because the guys we have are very good at what they do. I trust them wholeheartedly, and truth be told, my expertise does not lie in the practical applications of everything. It's the admin side of it, and the PR with the customers, pricing, estimating, invoicing, the office side of it, as well as the personal side of it. So I don't have to check work. That's not what my role really see what I mean? It doesn't get anywhere. It's stupid. So I'm going to go there and I want to check that the materials are there, check that it's going in the right way. And also the main thing I'm doing when I'm going there is I'm looking at how long I think it's going to take. Do I need to put more men onto it? Can I move anyone else to push it? Or is there too many men there thinking about what the labour will be? Now that is a fine balance and doesn't always work, because the guys are PAYE. We've got to keep everyone busy. So sometimes a site is overloaded, sometimes the site is underloaded. That's a tough balance. But you just do what is right, and sometimes that decision is not the best decision for the people on a site. A site will lose out and be difficult compared to another site which seems to be being pushed hard, and that main reason is normally cash flow related. Is that I know that I'm about to invoice it, I need to push it a little bit harder to get a certain item across the line so I can claim 100% on an item, because going from 90% to 100% on a certain thing, like brickwork or stud work, large items, can be worth a lot of money if I've got bills coming in into the month. So sometimes my decisions will always be frowned upon, but like I always say to the lads, there's a lot of cogs turning, a lot of plates spinning, and I just have to do what's right. Sometimes it's not the right thing for people, but it's the right thing for the business, which in turn is the right thing for them and all of us. So, right, let's go to the next one. I'm going to need another camera if I'm going to carry on doing this, and I realised that by watching Daniel on Asheville Aggregates, who's an absolute legend, by the way. If you want to see the ins and outs of business and just see how difficult it is for a director, and look at the reality of people that believe that these directors are swimming in it but actually struggling like shit. Daniel is your man there. He shows business as it really is, so full respect to him. But I recall now he's got a Land Rover, and I think he's got a camera over there. I'll let you know about the calls. So what was the first one? So first one was a site. They're running a digger and a dumper. That one that we saw earlier, they need diesel, so I'll get Chris on the truck to go grab that. He'll get that over to them. It's not urgent, but they're just going to need it in general. They know they're going to run out. They've got a lot to dig. Oh, supplier called. We are at 24th in the month, letting me know that our account is over trading. We're currently at £2.5 grand because we have been loading that one up quite a lot, because they are very local to a job that we've got in Bricket Wood. They should put us on stop, but they want the business, so they will keep us going. On the proviso that I come up with a way in which we're going to pay them. Well, I won't do that. What I'll do is we'll go back to the office a little bit later. We'll get on the bank, and as long as ex-customer, won't mention a name, has paid like they said they would, albeit it's a week late from when they said they'd pay last time, If they've paid that in, then I'll put 6 or 7k over to that account, drop it below the over trading limit, and it just puts it back into the credit limit. Don't want to do that because I need to set the wages aside for next week, but I've got to keep the relationship good with that supplier because it's a new supplier to us, but they are performing well and their price is good. So see if we've got the money later on, see if we can do that. So our digger was repaired yesterday. At this job we're about to go to, the digger died. And I know that when a digger dies, our digger dies, it's always going to take a while to get it. So if it dies in the job, we can't get it out. Now it was running. So I went to a supplier and I borrowed a trailer. JMS in Harpenden, very good people. They'll help you if they can. So I spoke to Lucy there. She said, I'll get your trailer, get your digger. If you want to come grab it, no problem. So I rented one off of them, took it to site, picked up our digger, took it down there. I asked my guys what was wrong with it. It kept stopping, there was a problem with it, but it is full of fuel. It wasn't dirty fuel, that's normally the first one. Took it down to JMS, I said, could you have a look at it, service it, blah, blah, blah. Guy lifts the lid on the seat to reveal the engine and says, yeah, your fuel line's been turned off. So as they've gone to fill it up with fuel, they've hit it with a can and it's killed the fuel. Now that is obviously now a problem on a money-wise. I'm now renting a digger when I didn't need to rent a digger. So that will kill the profit on this job. Simple mistake by the guys. I'm not going to hold them and get all antsy about it. That doesn't do anything apart from annoy everyone, but these are the things that happen. So let's have a look at this one. There's no one actually here at this one. Okay, so this is the patio one. That skip needs to be exchanged. There's the rental digger in question. So we're digging out for a patio here. We put this extension on. That needs to be busted out, but I'm assuming they'll get that at the same time. It's all been type 1'd, whacked. So the type 1 is prepped. We've got levelling pegs here, look. So this is where they're marking the depth of the type 1 in comparison to where the slabs are going and the sand. And this blue line, they've pinged a line through, so they're getting the fall on the patio the way that we want it. It's going to be slab down the middle, shingle each side, takes you out to there, and we'll put a gate in there, and then this is all slabbed here. We are waiting on the slabs. They are coming today, so we need to keep an eye on that. As long as they land today, we'll have a team back here Monday. If they don't land today, I need to find them something else for Monday. Get that skip exchanged and check the aggregate. Sharps here, ready for the slabs. Good to go. Right, nearly at the Potten End job. Smiley face. Yeah, this was mentioned. Are we fixing it? And an image. Right. Ooh, whip in here because I can't check the image whilst I'm driving. This was mentioned. Are we fixing it? Oh wow. Right, so that's at the one that he's snagging. Definitely need that other camera because I cut you off because I got another phone call. So that was Harpenden site, Richard requesting a grab for Monday midday. So I need to remember that. Right, this one, he's snagging this. I remember this. The sink basin on the other side of that wall turned up wrong. This was about 8 months ago, and we had to swap the pipework around. So we cut into the cupboard on the back to change that pipework, put it back through. That was right just before they moved in, so this has been missed. Rob, yes, please, we do need to do that. Can we batten that out and put a bit of plasterboard in it and maybe just easy fill it? It is a cupboard, but still needs to look all right. Yeah. Can I leave that with you? Hey Meta, send a WhatsApp message to Steve. Grab. Steve, could we get a grab at the Harpenden job for Monday midday, please? Let me know if that works for you. Just the one grab on that day. Thank you. Right. Potten End. We will get there eventually.
Yeah, you look cooler now.
Thank you. Customer spotted the glasses straight away. Here are the boys doing the knocking up on the rendering. We've got the big patio going in, the glass balustrade. No, all good, mate. Yeah, all good. Yeah, sound. Right, back to this sand then. So.
You said you want to do it, you have like 6 weeks, so you've got to go twice a week.
Yeah.
Every Friday, and that's
SFT. So I've had a chat with the guys about that. And they Yeah, so we've explained the sand scenario. We'll call the supplier on that now and have a chat with them, because I think I know what's happened here. Could be an issue. Feels like soft sand, it should be rendering sand, should be gritty. Right, so let me just explain this whole sand scenario then. So, Alexei called me, said that this sand feels too good to be true, in the sense that it feels so smooth and it doesn't look gritty. So first thing I thought, is it soft sand? Now, we had that sand delivered to the front of the job, and the ground workers used the digger and dumper to bring it round. So I've called Gary, ground worker, and said, how did you move that sand? Did you move it into a different bag that's labelled differently? And he said, no, we literally picked it straight up off the crane lorry into the dumper, drove it round, and used the digger to pull it off and kept it in the bag. Right, so that's sound. So now I know the sand is stayed in the same bag. So then I've called the supplier and I've said, I think it's soft sand. He has said, I totally get why you'd say that, you're not the first person to say it. Leighton wash sand is not as sharp and gritty as it used to be. Right, okay, but surely it needs to be gritty to bond to the wall. So sent me some images of sand, you know, in each of his hands. I can show you that a little bit later on, to confirm the colour of it. So he said, if the bag says SFT, I said, yeah, well, that means soft. He said, no, it means, what did he say? Soft washed, which means rendering sand nowadays, apparently. So it's news to me, because we've been doing a lot of K-rend, like bag rendering with straight colour, as opposed to traditional rendering like we're doing now. So yeah, he has said that that is the correct bag. If it was soft sand, it would say BLD, i.e. building sand. Right, okay, so I get it. So I will now call back the renderers and say, you're all good, carry on. Okay, 8:18 then, coming away from Potten End. My phone has just gone off and reminded me that my wife has got a hospital appointment today, and I have to go and get my youngest, Effie. I've got to be there for 9, it's 20 past 8. I'm in Hemel, got to get to Luton, that's not a problem, that's fine, but I can't stay at home, it's got too much on. Effie will just have to come to work. To be honest with you, she'll probably love it, so let's go get her. Just see how it comes. It's going to be 2 deliveries. One will be the boards from a separate company, and then the other one will be all the actual pipe work. That's the
pipe work will come in the house,
yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
But the boards we'll just
work it out. Yeah.
See what the crack is.
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
All good. All right.
Yeah, send that in, because we're lifting the floor up now.
Yeah, sound on it.
And yeah, manifold, is that coming out today?
Yeah, can do. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, get it out. All right.
All right. Sound.
Cheers, bye. Chaps, can I get 5 sheets, 12mm shuttering, 70 Ox Lane, Harpenden, please? Whoever goes for the Parkway first fix Monday. Second floor toilet we refurbed. Sounds like it's constantly filling. Needs to be reviewed, please. Hey Steve, hope you're well. Yeah, just wanted to say, reference Codicot, absolutely fine, mate. Totally get all that. It's not a problem, because the decoration is kind of on a provisional there, and there is some extras in relation to the door and whatnot that you mentioned in externally, so that's just not a problem. So yeah, keep going, mate. Cost agreed. Other one, Potten End Gennady, that is now not a thing. The customer wants to render it and just leave it as render, because they like the colour of it effectively. They're not going to do anything with it. They will call us at a later date if they want to do it, but they don't want to do it at this stage. So we've got a gap in diary, we need to look at that together and work something out. Alright mate, I'll catch up with you later. Right, so we've just pulled up now to pick up... There she is! You ready? You got your hoodie on? Good to go? Margot off to school? Ready, yeah? Ready to go? Got your glasses on like me? Let's do it.
Yeah, I think me and you need to speak.
Yeah, that's fine, mate. That's fine.
I could tell you that there is a story attached to the work for a school that needs permanent work doing. And
yeah.
It's getting to a stage. It's going to be a fairly good sized refurb coming up there.
Okay. Chris, I was going to say you're going to get a. Oh, looks like you've just had the list off of Rob. Reference repairing of a chase over at 32. Not 30, 32. So the original one. And what was I going to say? Over at, need some plasters to go there. Roller scrim, 1, 2, 3, 4 skim beads. 1, 2 bags of finish, please. I said to you that there was nothing coming up. That's utter lie. I knew there was something. There is a stud wall, estimated 2.4 high by 3 metres wide, front and back, at Road, St Albans. You remember the job. As you come down the stairs, basically we've removed all the handrail, base rail, and that is a straight stud wall up now to be skimmed. What did you have for breakfast? Toast. What did you have on it? Peanut butter. Living the dream. Okay then, what are we at? 11:36. Back in the office. We're going to do some estimating now. 4 to do. Right, we are going to back to a job in Welling next week once the plumbers are done, and we've got to do all of the dry lining, boarding, insulating. So I know for a fact we've got an unbelievable amount of stock of drywall screws, and when we move yard we found loads, so we will get them taken over to site. We try to do as much repairs on our own vehicles as possible. So this ramp is a new feature of ours, because on various occasions where we haven't been able to jack a vehicle enough to be able to do it, we've been sending it off to a garage to be done. And basically this ramp was 1,200 quid. We got absolutely at customs, which no one said that would happen, so I think we ended up paying about 1,500 quid for it in the end. But it's great, so we can bring vehicles in here. Shorter vehicles can go in here, can be jacked up. We can then take the rail out, and this basically pulls out with a bar, goes on wheels, and then you can take it out the front. Okay, so one of the estimates that I'd just done about an hour ago for a load of electrical work has just been accepted. So at the minute the inquiries and the conversion rate is very high, and it's mainly to do with this big bloody ball of fire in the sky. It pops out and then everyone goes, oh, I'd love a new patio, I'd love my driveway to be extended, and we're thinking of doing a pergola to get some shade and have a barbecue area. And I'd love to be able to do all those works, but that is not actually what we do. We're mainly extensions and new builds, so we're great to have small jobs as infills, and I pride ourselves in doing all the work, but we can't do it all. And I wouldn't want to do it all, because I'd have a heart attack and die. But yes, it is a shame. Right, we want these drawings. You hold them, and you can give them to Craig, yeah? And I'll show you what we're doing, yeah? And look, they're digging out all this. Got a big dig outlet, all the big patio and all the big extension. Effie, yeah. Yeah. The big patio. So you got to go and give those to Craig. See Craig over there? You got to go and give him the drawings, yeah? Come on then. Here's Effie enjoying customers' playground. You like it? Some tragic parking going on here, guys. Okay, so coming away from the steel one, the steels are now all working. The other one is out available, so we'll sort getting the lorry over to get rid of that. It's ridge beam steels are required because we need to crane them. It'll take about 7 to 8 days to get a crane ready for that, so I need to get that on order. I've got the measurements for that, so now we've got to go back to the office. Right, time for some lunch. Go to the bakery. I'm going to have a bit of this sausage pizza because they are really good. All good. Back in the yard. Right, so back in the office, and we're going to draw the steels. That is an image of the steel from site. I know what I mean by that. I will draw it out now. Right, 220. So I've done all the estimating. I've done some invoicing. It is hot, 21 degrees. Council have just called, would like me to view a crumbling bus stop, central Harpenden. Now obviously if it's council I normally jump on them pretty quick, so I shall go to that now. One of the lads from that steel site this morning just saying that they've got to the point where they've loaded out, all the steels are done, 3:15 on a Friday. I'm not a monster. If I was them and I'd been doing steels all day, I wouldn't want to be doing a lot of anything else, so I said no, good job, I'm happy with what you've achieved, you get yourself off home. Whoever owns this yellow Mini, I apologise. If I get that in there, I'm an absolute legend. Oh my god, I'm great. I'm hanging out, but whatever. Right, let's go and have a look. Right, okay, this is the brickwork. Right in the centre of town. 3.1 by 4.9. 3.1, 3.1, 4.9, 3.1. Okay, 8.5 across the back, 3.1 each side. Bull nose brickwork. So we're going to have to price to take that down, that course, try and get all those bull noses out. Right, so I'm in the office tomorrow morning and I'll use that video and I'll price that. The issue with that is going to be, obviously that's an active bus stop, so even though we want to price that to hit it and we want to do it almost on a meterage and at speed, they will want to do it in phases to keep certain bits alive, so that will make it difficult. So I have to make comment when I'm estimating that you know, we've priced it two ways. We can't, if we've got it all available then we can go at it. If it's not all available it has to be split in phases, which is obviously going to slow us down, but I can cost all the materials and everything. Anyway, those bricks, they're engineer reds and they've got that one bull nose. They won't be cheap. I'm going to take a stab, that'll be interesting, but I reckon it could be somewhere in the region of about 6-7 quid a brick on that. So I know a good supplier for that, we'll give them a call tomorrow. Okay, next stop, just because I'm passing through and I'm close to it, we will drop into this one, which is a first floor, a large nationwide carpet firm, I will not name names, has installed a carpet on this floor, on the first floor of a new build, knowing there is underfloor heating present, and they've tacked it, stapled it to the floor and hit pretty much every pipe they could. So we, as accredited with New Heat, have got the call to come and sort it, and we've lifted all for the bulk of the week because it was boarded and plied, and now I think I'm bang on time. Look, delivery has arrived. That is all the New Heat boards and everything like that, so that's good on timing. Let's go help them out. Right, so I just come away from that underfloor heating job. We're trying to pack up there, and the underfloor heating turned up, and then we went to leave again, and then all the pre-grooved chipboard flooring turned up, but it turned up on a lorry that had no moffat on it, like a crane on the back of it or a forklift, so we had to handball 5 pallets of chipboard off, which was a nightmare. So I sent up the bat signal and about 5-6 lads turned up at speed, so we got it done. They're off to the pub and I am going to go and get some drink and go home and sit in the garden. So that is the end of this day. That's 4:10. So started at 5:45, 4:10, that's good. Alright, see you all again.